We'll start today to talk a little bit about why IT, information technology, is important in today's world. But before we start, I'd like to thank the university for giving me this opportunity. And I'd like to give a little background on myself and the organization I work with. Basically, I've studied computer science. I have a BSc in computer science. And then I have a couple of professional certifications, one from Cisco, one from Huawei, and one from Dale Carnegie Institute for Training. Now, I started my career as an IT support officer, and then as a service desk engineer. After that, as a field engineer, where I deliver service and troubleshoot issues that customers face with internet, telephony, IPTV. I worked as a IT manager, and currently I'm working as a supervisor for the Network Operations Center and the customer care team in Nuetel Communications. So for those who do not know, Nuetel Communications is an ISP, just like Patelco, Zain, STC, and it is based in Amouage. Before the split of Patelco, with BNet being created, Nuetel was mostly limited to providing services within Amouage. That's where Nuetel is based. However, since BNet has provided a platform for all ISPs to use the fiber, we can now deliver services anywhere where fiber is available within Bahrain. So with that said, let's start with the obvious, which is, what is information technology? So information technology is a very basic way of saying it's an application of technology to solve business and organizational problems. So this involves the use of computers, storage, networking, physical devices, infrastructure, and processors to create, process, store, secure, and exchange all forms of electronic data. Now, for many people, when you say IT, when they picture IT people, in their minds, it's people that they would call when they have a problem with a computer, a printer, something along those lines. Now, this is not necessarily wrong. However, IT has we'll say, a much broader scope rather than just fixing problems with computers. So let's go to the next step, which is, now, what are the primary pillars of responsibility for an IT department? So it starts with the IT governance, where policies, processes are established, and this ensures that IT systems run smoothly and effectively and in alignment with the organizational needs. This also includes security needs, which is very, very important nowadays. And then there's the IT operations. IT operations is the daily work that's performed by the IT department. That includes technical support, network maintenance, security testing, and device management, which comes to supplying IT assets like laptops, computers, printers, etc. to end users. And then there's the hardware and infrastructure. This is where the physical components of the IT department are. This is servers, telephony systems, routers, anything that falls within the hardware and infrastructure. So here we have just a graphical way of expressing the same. Cloud computing, data centers, computers, operating systems, you name it. This is all part of the IT, information technology components that ensure that we can do our jobs in a smooth way, or entertainment for that matter. So why would IT be important? Because nowadays organizations depend so much on IT. Any non-functioning IT system would mean that operations would be hindered. The organization would not be able to function properly, and much of what it does would come to a crawl. So with the dependency of organizations on IT, it's very important that we have very stable and redundant IT systems. So as Edward Kalajian, who's a Chief Information Security Officer and technology blogger, says, IT can provide the edge that a company needs to outsmart, outpace, and outdeliver competitors. This is by bringing in smart solutions and analyzing data and processing the data to bring it to your advantage. So to many, the perfect IT department is one that works in the background. You don't even realize they are there because things work so smoothly, and there are minimal interruptions and minimal intervention required by them. This is the aim of any IT department. Now, we are far from that, but people do, organizations do invest a lot to achieve that. So let's look into why the information technology is important today. It's, it increases productivity and efficiency of any organization. An example would be you can find information in seconds nowadays. This back before IT, before internet was there, would require, and I think many of us would have experienced that, would require you to spend a lot of time in libraries, looking into books, into encyclopedias, to find a small piece of information that you require. This is no longer the case with, you just go to Google, type what you want, you have a number of results, and you can choose what serves you the best. Then, of course, there is faster communication, where IT allows people to connect with each other for personal, for business purposes in just a blink. This is why communications, IT is an important component for most industries nowadays. It allows people to communicate, very quickly through email, through video conferences and everything. And this is, very, very helpful today. So now IT affects all work environments. So almost everything operates with IT. You have your wearables, your mobile phone, your car, manufacturing, agriculture. There are a lot of sectors that depend on IT today. Some of them are, as follows. We'll start with businesses, where businesses depend a lot on the IT systems to have things running smoothly. So this can be anything from HR to manufacturing, and the businesses benefit by, for example, facilitating decision making by analyzing data and solving complex data in complex business problems within the same process. It allows resources to be kept in digital format, where you no longer need to file documents and look for them. This, you can search for anything that you require if it's stored digitally very quickly, and that saves a lot of storage space. And then, of course, when you have data stored in the cloud or online assets such as websites, IT allows those to be protected with maximum security. And nowadays, digital marketing is very we'll say, is the norm. And IT enables this to happen through websites, through social media, through many other platforms. Organizations use WhatsApp as well to do digital marketing. The other sector that helps, IT has helped a lot is education, especially since 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. Education is relying a lot on IT to provide academic success, and that's through online learning. Finance sector, such as banks, payment processing companies, etc. They benefit a lot from the IT system, from the help of IT. So IT provides a secure platform to allow online purchases, online banking, transfers, and so on. The other sector that has benefited from IT would be the healthcare sector, where previously patients' data were kept into paper documents. Now this is all in digital format. Billing, consultations, patient history, and all of that is stored digitally, and that allows doctors to have a quick view when a patient comes in to see what the patient came in for before and what is the progress if they have a treatment ongoing. Another part of the healthcare sector would be virtual medicine. Let's say in Bahrain, you don't have the possibility to consult a doctor regarding a specific problem. Virtual medicine is now available and allows you to consult a doctor wherever you want in the world for that particular issue. Then there's security, and here we refer to IT security. So with the data that is stored in various places in technology, this can be very dangerous if this data falls in the wrong hands. We've seen data being leaked by hackers, etc. And IT has developed solutions to keep stored data and online assets and IT infrastructure to keep them safe. Communications sector has also benefited from IT. So it is through the globalization. IT has enabled globalization, and this is with the help of communications. This is achieved through chat, messaging, calls, video conference, which are possible thanks to IT. The employment sector has also benefited from IT, though this is not shown a lot. But there are a lot of employment organizations that have now online systems. People can upload their CVs, and this has created jobs for software developers, programmers, system analysts, and web designers, as well as the infrastructure that's required to run these. So, as mentioned before, since data is stored digitally, and with the possibility of storing more data in less space, we are not limited with the physical space. We have to store paper files. At the same time, while keeping the data, while storing data in different places, online, cloud, within your own infrastructure, there's a requirement to keep this data safe. Now, while this data cannot be torn, lost, or burnt, unless you do that deliberately, it can be copied and accessed by cyber criminals. This is a challenge that IT constantly has to battle, and why there's an increasing need today for IT security professionals. Another benefit of IT is that it enables automation and multitasking. A lot of tasks that's repetitive can be programmed to be done automatically. And an example here would be, for example, how email marketing service providers can send emails automatically, so that the people who work in the marketing department can focus on creating the content that's required to be sent to people. So, though the importance of IT in the modern world is undeniable. Now, we do take that for granted because it's a part of our lives, our daily lives, and we don't realize it's there. However, when there are outages within the network, there's a hardware problem, there's an electricity problem, your internet doesn't work, you do realize how important IT is in our daily lives. Here we have a small difference between information technology and computer science. I'm assuming that the students who would be attending today have studied information technology. Is that correct? So I would assume so. So the program would be usually a 4-year program in IT. So and that the focus of this program would be to apply technology to solve business issues. So fields of work that could come out of studying information technology would be user support, as technical support officers, system administrators, project managers, network engineers. And that role involves you in working directly with users, with clients, etc. So that's the aim of basically IT within the information technology sector, not the computer science sector. Now, what is not included in this particular presentation is something I would like to talk about. Especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen IT being used more and more by organizations, be it small businesses, big businesses, education sector, government sector. We'll start with education. While the pandemic started and schools were not open, schools, universities, kindergartens, and all of that was not open, systems which has been in place from quite some time, such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Blackboard, and a number of other platforms have been used by educational organizations. This has enabled students to continue their studies. Let's not kid ourselves to say that it's the same to have a classroom-based lecture and an online lecture. However, it was possible to have lectures, it was possible to have exams during the pandemic, thanks to those systems that were developed with the help of IT. Students have benefited a lot from that. Those platforms that offer the ability to have also conduct the online classes, online lectures have benefited from that. And the other part is where people were reluctant to go shopping. More and more supermarkets are now having their own applications. You just go a couple of clicks, a couple of taps and swipes. You can have stuff updated in your shopping cart and have them delivered right to your doorstep. You can make your payments securely online without having to worry about your information being stolen, because the data is encrypted. They are processed by payment processing companies, Benefit, etc. So this has all been possible thanks to IT. Smaller businesses have also started using more and more social media, such as Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp for marketing. Virtually, basically free. So this increases, their ability to reach out to people, to show their products, and allow you to to purchase directly through a WhatsApp message, to to an online purchase, whatever it is, with the help of IT. There's less and less businesses that don't have a social media page, at least on Facebook, on Instagram, where they can advertise their products. So IT, all in all, has helped different sectors, businesses, education. Government authorities have put a lot of services online through the e-government authority. This is all to our benefits. Now, why I'm saying all this is because you students who are now at the university studying IT have a role to play tomorrow. You are the future of IT. We are here today. We have started something, but the IT of tomorrow is evolve. It has to evolve. Now we've seen the use of AI, big data, etc., to help businesses, but there's a constant need, especially if you're in information technology. If you're studying bachelor in information technology, you would have the training required to be network engineers, system administrators, and play roles that are vital in supporting organizations to deliver those IT related services to consumers, to end users. So the university is giving this this required training. So maybe we should go to questions and answers. If anyone would like to discuss any points here, we could start that.
Talab, any question?
So if anyone would like to ask questions about specific roles they would like to look at in the future for their career, any advice on any points, feel free to raise the questions. Let's not be shy. So it's fine to ask questions. So while you think about questions that you would like to ask, let me just tell you that we have had a few students from Ahlia University who've come through to Nuetel for their internship, especially before their final project. We've had the pleasure to see maybe 6-7 students coming through, and very bright students, and who we've given an overview of what we do here at Nuetel, what is the telecommunication sector like, what my team does, what other teams within Nuetel, what are their duties, what they perform. So I currently already have 2 students employed within my own team who were students at Ahlia University, and one actually is still a student performing his master's. He's doing that part-time, but he's working within my team. So very bright students, and well prepared for for the role that they are playing today, which is basically technical support for customers who are calling in, who are texting us on WhatsApp to report issues with their internet service, with their telephony service, with Nutel's IPTV platform. So with layer 2, layer 3 circuits that we do provide as a service to customers. So we continue to look forward to see students from the university coming in. We're happy to welcome you here to have your internship, a bit of training, a bit of insight in what we do.
Excuse me, is it okay
Yes.
if I may ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, thank you for your presentation. I am indeed actually a doctor at College of IT. So I'm just asking this on behalf of some of the students, because usually the students are also interested in knowing like what is their entry level requirements in any of the organization. And secondly, once they are there, so they are obviously, as a fresh graduates, they will be there with the conceptual knowledge with them, but may not be that comprehensive hands-on experience. So what kind of opportunities are there in specifically your organization to build their capacity while they have been working with you and all of this? If you can shed some highlight on that aspect.
Sure, definitely. So currently, as I said, we have a few people who joined recently. Now, the minimum qualification would be a bachelor's degree. Now, now I understand that people are just coming off their studies, and what you learn in theory and what you do in practice is totally different. So training is provided on all our systems, from CRM to networking systems to AAA systems. So as long as you have a degree within the required field, there is absolutely no problems. Maybe I should stop presenting my screen and turn on my camera, maybe. So yes, as I was saying, the requirement here is you have a good IT background. You know a little bit what network systems are, what IP, TCP/IP is, what a router, what a switch is. This is a basic understanding of networking. Because we are a telecommunications organization, this is what we are looking for. Now, usually people start within the technical support team, technical help desk team, and here they have they start at the bottom. They have a clear visibility on all the systems that the organization is using, and once they have that, they are trained to use those systems. They are familiar with those systems. There's always the ability to grow, to be a field engineer, and further to that, to be network engineers. So there are bright students who have come and skipped completely the technical support and have joined the networking team. As I said, training is provided, and we had someone who joined maybe a month ago from Ahlia University, bright student, and what we look for is people who have empathy, who are hardworking, who are people we can count on. Basically, you need to be able to do teamwork. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the way you want to put it, my team is required to work 24/7. So the flexibility to work in different shifts, that's also a requirement for us. I hope this answers your question, Doctor.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Anyone feel free to ask. By the way, just for information, we we do hire boys and girls. There's absolutely no issues as long as you fit the profile. So there's absolutely no problems. Just in case anyone's wondering, so that's fine. In case anyone's feeling that they're okay, I see a question from Osama. How Nuetel shares fiber cables with Batelco? Now, Osama, this is a good question. Nuetel actually does not own the infrastructure that it is running its services on. This is owned by the development company for Amwaj. So we do not share, technically we don't share our fiber cables with Batelco, though there is an agreement to allow people living in Amwaj to have Batelco internet service through what is called Bitstream. There's a special agreement that Nuetel has with Batelco to provide internet, or basically to provide layer 2 connectivity, and then Batelco can push the services through to Nuetel. Does that answer your question? You're welcome, Osama. Anyone else? Any other question? Okay, Ahmed Ali has a question. Would you ever think that our technology would advance to a point where it doesn't require the need of an IT engineer? Well, Ahmed, I don't think so. Because for us to reach that level, we would need to prepare the systems to reach to that point. And once you develop a system, you still need to support it. So though AI is there, though AI is performing a help desk, for example, technical help desk roles, automated, because they actually learn based on patterns, based on cases that come through. It's still. I would prefer to have the human touch, the empathy that's there. Yes, it's fine to answer a few basic questions, but then I think we're still human, and we still prefer to have a human to talk to at times. The empathy is required, the support of those systems is required, and I think no, I don't see that happening. Does that answer you, Ahmed? You're welcome, Ahmed. Anyone else? Sure, go ahead, Ahmed. Software developer versus network engineer. Who has more fun and more chance to do innovative work? Now, this is a very subjective question, to be honest. If you remember at the beginning when I introduced myself, I come from I've studied computer science, which could have ended, I could have been a software developer. That would have been my field of study. However, I've shifted to IT where, I feel more at ease within that, software, hardware, networking issues. I have fun doing what I do, but that doesn't say a software developer doesn't enjoy what he's doing or she's doing. So it's a very subjective question, and both allow you to do innovative work. So it's all a matter of preference, to be honest. Does that answer you, Ahmed? You're welcome. My pleasure, Ahmed. You're always welcome. Anyone else? Any other questions? In case anyone's feeling shy to ask here, it's no problems. The university has my contact information. You can get that from the university. Contact me, you know, by phone, by email, whichever means you feel is okay. If you think of questions later on, you would like to know more about Nuetel, you would like to discuss about anything, feel free to do so. There's absolutely no problems.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ziad. We really enjoy.
You're most welcome. I'm not sure, is it Amira or?
Amira.
Okay,
Yes.
Amira, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do you have any question, our student?
No, I don't actually. As I said, I have a couple of students, so that says a lot already. There's two people in my small team who come from Ahlia University. So that means, you know, anyone who has the skills, anyone who wants to apply when we have something, make sure you're registered with the Ministry of Labor once your course is completed, and we'll receive your CVs from there. We'll, you know, we'll shortlist students who have the right skills, and you know, we'll call you guys for an interview, and obviously we select the best. Yes.
Good. I think we have one question.
I see.
From
Yes.
Student Muhammad.
Yes. Let's see the question. What types of diploma gives me an advantage during a job hunting as a computer engineer? Now, Mohammed, see, the baseline is a bachelor's degree. It's not the type of diploma. What matters is, you know, because when you study IT, you study IT in the broad sense. Okay. Now, what gives you the advantage would be professional certifications. That's what I look for. You know, if you go for a CCNA, you're looking for a job in Nuetel, for example, you come with a CCNA with an HCIA, which is a Huawei certified ICT associate. That gives you an edge, because that gives you that says you are aware about networking, maybe more than other people who have just a bachelor degree. So this might give you an edge if you want to be you know, looking into cloud computing. You have AWS certifications, you have Azure certifications. These are what give you the edge if you want. So it's not about the type of diploma. It's more about the type of or basically the extras that you bring in, which you could always get through Tamkeen. I hope that answers your questions. My pleasure, Mohammed.
So thank you very much, Mr. Ziad. We really enjoy.
My pleasure, Amira.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
for giving
much.
me the opportunity, actually.
See you, inshallah, in other future workshop, inshallah.
Sure, absolutely no problems. It will be my pleasure.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.